Right, Vibes in 5 Ghana's first social media celeb talk show. The name Arnold. Men Elavanyo, you can always call me. Bro, you see me? Bro, you see me? Big shouts to ESK Collections for makeup and beaded accessories. Big shouts going out to Eddie Dazekins. Big shouts going out to Vandy Tomika. Also going out to you, Mr. Brown, and Desmond. And to all our viewers across the world, especially the Africans who take time off to watch whatever we do. We say big ups to you. So when you decide to comment with your flag and then continue with what you want to say. My guest is Bigg Fee. You hear the name Bigg Fee, like big money, Bigg Fee, big money. You know, he's a big man. He has passion for music, and he is also a real estate person. He's lived his life, I think greater part of his life outside Ghana. He's met with some of the top names, top musicians in the world. He's you know, been depressed before. Bigg Fee, you work. I don't want to talk all. I don't want to talk all because I know as we talk, the rest go follow.
If you not talk stuff, I go talk.
You go talk.
Yeah.
First off, you've lived greater part of your life outside. I hope you be right. I don't get that wrong.
Be right.
2, you be real estate person.
Yeah.
You have passion for music.
Full-time construction, full-time real estate.
For real.
Everything building.
Everything. So like we have 2 sides of you that are somewhat not too related because arts, creative arts, and then in sharp contrast we have real estates.
Yeah.
How do you blend the 2?
Okay. How do I say I blend the 2? I'll probably say it's just my passion at work.
Okay.
Like it's the love that I have for construction and then the love that I have for music. Yeah, that's what actually automatically adjusts everything and how I set things up and get the ball rolling.
I'm asking because when you decide to sit and think real estate, the state of your mind, the calculations, the dimensions and all is so different from when you decide to think about music.
Yeah.
You know, so how do you work that out? Do you shut one side and then work with the other? Or you're so open, there's something about music that ties into real estate. Is there a connection?
When I'm working, music is actually off.
Right.
Yeah. And when I'm on music, I don't do anything related to construction, quantities, none of that. Yeah.
And that should take a lot of discipline.
Yeah, it takes a lot of discipline.
But definitely one side will outweigh the other. But for economic reasons, you might want to stick to one more. Which side outweighs the other for you?
It's really going to be tough to decide on one.
Yeah.
I think both of them are my actual passion, right?
Right.
I actually grew up in a construction family. You know, my dad is a professional quantity surveyor, so I used to see architectural drawings in the house. It's constantly. So it's something that I grew up with.
Right.
You understand? And music has also been a part of me silently until it really started to take effect when I went through depression. Because when I really go down, when I'm depressed, I need something to really tap into to bring myself back to life, you know?
And that's when
depression is a whole different stage where you lose control, you are out of sight with the world, like you are in a whole different atmosphere.
Once you've brought depression in, let's zone in on that and exhaust it, and we move out to talk about other matters. But I mean, before we get into depression, he wants to be like the DJ Khaled of Africa.
I'm the Puff Daddy of Africa.
The Puff Daddy.
The P. Diddy.
The P. Diddy instead. Right. Now let's get into depression. How do you know you are depressed?
How do I know I'm depressed? Well, that's a good question because when it's happening, you wouldn't notice it yourself. Somebody on set looking outside at you, is going to know that, oh, I know Bigg Fee this way. Now Bigg Fee is acting this way. What might be the problem? What's he actually going through? He knows Bigg Fee to always be on a construction project and then finish it. But in the middle of it, he just wants to tap out. What's really happening? Yeah, so they notice very little signs, but you wouldn't see it from your point of view.
So you don't get to see it?
No, you don't get to see it.
But are you able to tell what made me depressed?
Yeah, I'm able to tell what made me depressed.
Do you know what made you depressed?
Yeah, I'm very emotional, right? Yeah, when I say I'm very emotional, that's why I have so much passion for music. So if I'm doing music, I want to touch somebody's heart. I want to heal someone out there. It's a means of communication for me. That's the effect that I want.
Right.
So what made me depressed? That's what you asked, right? Yeah. So I had a baby boy.
Right.
Left back for the States. My ex-girlfriend, yeah, she got pregnant with my baby, and then I later got informed 6 months after that she had a baby. And you know, all the practices that I had already done with her whilst I was back in Ghana, I knew to effect that it could lead to something like that based on all the calculations and everything, you know. It was just,
then you used to
it was just raw, you know.
You were just tapping in raw.
Yeah, tapping in raw, we speeding out
Knocking
from
it.
city to city. we just enjoying anywhere. We just
the tapping.
Yeah, we just the tapping.
So after 6 months, whilst you were away, you had news that she was pregnant.
Yeah. No, she had already given birth by then.
She had already given birth.
Yeah, so I got to know of the baby 6 months.
6 months after 6 months after you had left.
Yeah.
So you didn't know she was pregnant.
I didn't know she was pregnant.
And when she delivered,
but I like in my instinct, I knew what we were doing was going to definitely lead to something like that. Yeah. But I think there was even at a point in time where she told me about the pregnancy, right? She tried to create some awareness, but let me put it this way. She told me, and I was like, so what are we going to do? A few days after, she was like, she had a miscarriage, and like stuff has already started coming out. It's like a few things are stuck inside. So if I can help her to take care of that. So, you know, I have a lot
was money matter.
Yeah, it was money matter. I have a lot of friends, you know, I have doctor friends, a whole lot all around the country. So I was like, I can let you come and see this doctor friend of mine. So whatever is left inside,
we'll clear it.
Yeah, we'll clear it, yeah. Because it wasn't really my intention to clear a baby if I should have it with her, you know. She's beautiful. She's somebody that...
You don't mind?
Yeah, I don't mind. Yeah. So, like, she was my high school girlfriend. So we've been in this love game affair for so long. So I wouldn't mind her holding my baby. You understand? So I wanted to link her up to my doctor, but she was like, Fee, just send me money. Let me take care of it, yeah? Okay, I just...
You sent her money?
Sent her money, and she told me she's taking care of it, and blah, blah, blah. It's all gone. So I left back to the States. And after that period of time, if you should link the timing, you would know that she lied.
She lied. 6 months later, she told you she's giving birth.
Yeah.
Or you got to know through someone.
I got to know, yeah. And I wouldn't want to say that where I got that info
No problem. No problem with that. But you got to know she has a baby.
Yeah.
And were you mentioned as the father of the baby?
I mean, when I approached her with the issue, I was like, you know, you've always kept it real for me from day one, so what's actually happening? First day, I used to talk to her constantly, but there was one time that I heard a baby crying, and I had already gotten the news. So that was just an opportunity for me to ask her and say, yo, who's that baby crying? And so I asked her, and then she started crying, and then confessed things out. Yeah, so I just hung up because I couldn't take the conversation.
So she told you it was your baby?
Yeah, I have screenshots, a whole lot of communications, very deep communications that, I mean, they were building up pain in me, you know? Yeah, so I just stopped talking to her, and then...
So was that what caused the depression?
That's what led to the depression.
That's what led to the depression?
Yeah, because it was slowly...
Mounting up.
Yeah, it was slowly mounting up, and I did not even recognize it because it got to a point I stopped talking to her because I had to show my, like, I was angry, so automatically it will have talking. To, yeah.
So it's the fact that she lied about the pregnancy that got you depressed? Or something heavier happened?
Well, the feeling of knowing that you have a child is really different. I don't know how it feels for fathers out there, but to know that you have a child is really a special feeling. But to know that that child is not going to be with you is a more deadly feeling.
Deadly feeling,
yeah. Because it had to come to a conclusion that that child will have to end up with somebody else, which I wouldn't want to disclose more issues. Yeah. So that's actually what depressed me. That's what broke me down. And I mean, I kind of tried to pick myself up a couple of times, you know. I was sending her money, getting my boy Snickers and all that, even during knowing the fact that he wasn't going to be with me. But it looks like gradually it was still mounting up.
Yeah.
The pain was just...
You became mad at her?
I wouldn't say I'm 100% mad at her, right? But at least the truth, you know, truth is necessary, you know. Lies is not something to live with. Whatever you do, the truth will definitely catch up.
Yeah.
But I didn't feel it in my position to be the one to speak. I tried to empower her as many times that I could, like, you can do this. Let's just let it out. This is what happened. Let's put the bullshit aside. This is life that we've given to somebody. He deserves to know the truth.
Yeah.
So that was it. Yeah.
How long were you depressed for?
I was depressed for so many years. I had to be in the hospital in Maryland for about a year and 6 months or 2. Yeah. Yeah.
Were there other causes that aggravated the issue? Or it's just you and your lady?
You know, from one thing, it led to another, right?
Okay.
So, how do I say it? Okay, let me just code this. I mean, for those in the streets, they know, you know. Bigg Fee used to deal with the sour diesel. You understand what I mean? Yeah, so at times when I was really down, I thought I could hit on the sour diesel. And for those of you who don't know what sour diesel is,
well, I don't know.
yeah, you can.
So I'm with you.
You can check from some of the top stars in America. Ask P. Diddy. Ask anybody out there that's making music, you know. So it wasn't really my type of thing. I never used to jump on any drug or anything kind of stuff. But once you in that depression state, you need other things that you think will save you, or will help you get out of that depression. So as at that point, I didn't really know myself.
Right.
I didn't know how to handle things like I do now. Right. So yeah, I used to puff a little bit of that sour diesel and then get my mind straight. But at the point too, I used to do it too much and
overdose. Yeah,
things were just getting out of control. Because remember, like I told you earlier, when you are in a state of depression, you don't have control over your mind. You don't know what is happening around you. Yeah. So, and I'm that type. I've always been hyped from my kid time. So imagine me being depressed and then probably some other sour diesel also pops through. Man, it means I'm really overhyped and it's taking me the wrong way. So that's what happened.
So in the hospital, how was the love from your friends, family? Because if you were to stay in the hospital for 1 year, and along the line, some people will stop visiting. You know, some people will stop paying attention.
The love was so strong. The love was so strong. My dad called me every day. He prayed with me, and I spoke to my mom all the time. And my mother in New Jersey, Mama Jane, she was so good. You know, when the depression started, like. She's a genius because she could notice Fee was acting different.
Right.
But you know, in that state where I'm acting different, you cannot deal with me like I'm a normal person.
Right.
Or try to talk to me and feel that I would understand. That's what a lot of people don't know. That's why they can't handle somebody with depression.
Right.
Because you might be communicating on A and then probably he's somewhere else. Yeah, you want him to walk this way and he's probably... You have to be a genius to know how
to maneuver
all those things. And Mama Jane, shout out to you in New Jersey. I love you, Mama Jane, you know. She always held me down. I used to lock myself up in the basement when I'm depressed, sometimes be on the sour till I pass out. And
was that serious?
Was that serious? And Mama Jane was always there. She was always there.
Always?
Always. Mama Jane was always there, always driving up from New Jersey to Maryland to come and see me in the hospital. And then My love also goes out to David Janey Shaker. He's also in Maryland. He also
held you down.
Yeah, held me down.
At what point did Michelle Obama send you the letter?
You know, when I got seriously depressed, right? I attempted an arson, right? Like, I was out of my mind. I wouldn't say it was an arson. I was just playing with paper cups. Let me not just call it an arson.
Yeah.
I was playing with paper cups, and I had a lighter on me, so I just lit the paper cup in a McDonald's restaurant.
So you wanted to burn McDonald's restaurant down? Was it a premeditated?
Like, at that stage,
action?
my mind is out of this world. Like,
so you just wanted to burn the place?
I don't even know what I'm doing.
You didn't know what you were doing
Yeah.
there? But you knew you were lighting paper cups. And you knew if you drop it, the place could get burnt.
Definitely.
Were you going to stay in it and burn with the place, or you move out and watch it burn?
I love my life. Even if I'm depressed, I skip suicidal thoughts all the time, man, you know?
But it comes. Suicidal thoughts.
Yeah, it comes. It comes.
But you skip it.
I skip it.
Yet you wanted to burn down McDonald's. Man.
Yes, like I'm saying, that was the early stages of my depression. I had no control. And I want to say thank you to America. America, I don't know how many words I can express to thank America. The healthcare system and everything, you know, is totally different. In Ghana, they would have probably kicked me and then killed me, throw stones at me or anytime like that, you know. America detected that I was going through an emotional stress, you understand? So they gave me the help that I needed.
They gave you the care,
They gave me the care, they gave me the help that I needed. And you know, after that incident, it was first, I was taken to a facility, to probably a correctional facility, let me put it that way. It's not like the jail system here in Ghana, you know. It's a correctional facility. So right from there, within 2 weeks or, less than 2 weeks, they detected that I was going through an emotional stress.
Right.
And then I needed to see a doctor. So I was taken to Clifton T. Perkins Hospital in Maryland. And then I was given the necessary treatment.
And then it began from there. So what triggered Michelle's letter?
Yeah, come back to it. You know, I almost forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the act that I tried to do, it got to the news.
Okay.
So a lot of people in Maryland, I mean, if you wanted to find me, there were people who were looking for me. They just had to Google me and then know this was where Fee was. Yeah. So it really got to a lot of people. And Michelle Obama wrote to me. I've forgotten the content because I think something like, just keep fighting up. You're going to overcome whatever you're going through. And
those kind of letters.
Yeah, just try to be a good person when you come out to society. And so it was something like, and then she added her picture.
Wow.
But do you know what I did with the picture?
What did you do?
I tore it into pieces.
Michelle Obama. Hey, my guy.
I tore the picture into pieces. That wasn't in my right mind. You know? Because at that moment that the letter came, it really meant a lot to me.
Right.
So it was like in and out, like I'm kind of feeling okay right now. Yeah, Michelle Obama has. But when the excitement also goes too high, you can get
some
depressed.
Overlapping comes inside.
So it has to be a balance kind of thing. So everybody in the hospital was happy with me. Oh, you're the first person to get a letter from Michelle Obama once you got here, and it's great.
And that feels great.
Yeah, the feeling was great. But later on, I don't know what happened. I took Michelle's picture and I tore it into pieces. Yeah.
Just the opportunity, man.
I could have shown the letter by now, right?
You could have shown the letter. You could have shown the pictures. You know, for the few doubting Thomases on here.
But we're good. I think I've got a couple of it on my Facebook, just like a snap shot of it. But it didn't actually show.
I have seen it with your name on top and then Michelle Obama's signature.
Yeah, and then the date.
And the date. I have seen that. Okay, now let's talk about your connection with, you know, some of these American artists. How did you get in contact with them? Did you work with them? Did you grow up in the same hood? How did it happen? Or you used to produce for them?
Well, I work with the Young Merits.
Okay.
Young Merits is back in New Jersey, and then I work with Luz. And I'm the type that really loves hip hop. My love for hip hop is so strong, you know. is that deep that I want people to connect with the music, right? So I used to recruit people, walk down on the streets. I mean, I get people like that have gone deep in life. They have a story that they want to share. It's my passion for us to just be in the studio and then we'll just be putting all these vibes on records. So like, it's some of my artists that used to be real tough guys in the streets, you know, have a couple of jail sentences for robbery cases and other stuff. But I took them, gave them a different clothes because that's what I love. So you hear them spitting that real thing in music.
In music,
yeah. And I'm happy that I've been able to keep one of my main man, Lou, straight, Lace. Yeah, I've been able to keep him straight. And we in business,
real.
we still
and
working.
You're still in business.
Yeah,
and things are happening.
Things are happening. And Young Merits. So Young Merits too will be touching down very soon. He's kind of working on his papers. So once he's done, he will secure.
So
Ghana
these
visa.
projects that you undertake, you finance it, you do everything for them.
Yeah, I finance it.
And then they become your artists.
Yeah.
I saw a photo of you and Fat Joe.
Yeah.
Tell me about that connection.
With Fat Joe, Terror Squad. Where should I start from? Okay, I got to know Fat Joe through a Market America project that he was doing, right? So with that connection in effect, I was on a bus to Atlantic City, and then I met this girl by the name of Ella. We got to know each other, and like we just had a chit chat. I'm like, yeah, I'm Bigg Fee, I'm into music management, bro. She's like, okay, I also hang around here in how do they call it, Atlantic City, and we have a program with Fat Joe at our house on a Market America kind of thing in a few days. So if I can link up with her, she can take me in. So we meet Fat Joe, and then once I also do music, we can easily connect. So that's what happened. I met up with her. We met up with Fat Joe. We had a chit chat. Went the second time. Fat Joe was cool. It was all love, and it was all encouragement. I told him, yo, Joe, crack. I'm into music. Like, he's like, yo, you the fucking greatest. Just keep doing your thing. So it was all love from Fat Joe. And
from Fat Joe.
I think that motivation, even though I lost Michelle's picture, Fat Joe came in to, you know,
to sub it all up for you.
Yeah.
So did you have a project with Fat Joe?
No, I didn't start any project with Fat Joe.
You didn't start any project with him. Currently, you have a project that you're pushing. Tell me about it.
Yeah, my baby. So y'all know it's the story from the beginning, right? So I'm trying to leave a legacy. It's a legacy of truth,
right,
that I want my son to realize. Yeah, because nobody knows what tomorrow brings, right? And the only communications that I had with my son was a video call. We've never had that hand-to-hand
father and son connection.
Yeah.
Even now that you're back in Ghana.
Even now that I'm back in Ghana.
You've not seen him yet.
No, not yet. But I'm doing this from a genius kind of level, and I know as he grows up, he's also going to relate and then talk back to daddy. Even if he can't talk back to daddy straight, he can get a team just like I'm doing, manage a couple of people. This is it's hip-hop game that Ghanaians don't really understand yet. It's a gospel of truth. It's the life that you live. You understand? So I had to link up with Chip the Queen, and we did My Baby.
Pono is also on it?
Yeah, Pono is on the remix.
On the remix?
Yeah, Pono is on
the remix.
And then Dadio Panka is also
on the remix.
Yeah.
But the original one has Chimney
Only
Crane.
Chimney.
Only Chimney Crane.
Yeah.
Then the remix has Pono and Dadio Panka.
Dadio Panka, yeah.
Great. How did the original one do?
The original one, yeah, is by far so good.
It's by far so good.
It's by far so good, yeah.
Because definitely it must have done well, for which reason you would want to even do a remix to keep pushing it.
Yeah, it's getting the numbers. And I'm not actually looking at, you know, like I'm telling you, I'm doing music from the heart. What I'm doing is deep. So if my music is able to hit somebody like Hammer, then last two, that means I'm not really looking for that crowd. But you know, Hammer, I reached back to Hammer because he had already heard My Baby project. He said Chimney Crane sent him the song and he really vibed with it. It was one of the best things that he's ever heard.
Wow.
And that meant a lot to me.
It means a lot to you.
Yeah, for Hammer to say that, it really means a lot to me.
He understands the business,
he's an OG.
He's an OG.
And I do have so much 100% respect for him. I salute Hammer.
And he's held a lot of guys down.
21 gun salute.
So now that you're back here, are you looking at hitting the streets, getting some people who have real stories, like you're saying, the hip-hop culture, put them together and do for them as you have done for others out there?
I have always been on the streets. Even if I'm not walking in the streets, my words is getting to the streets.
Right.
Yeah, you know, I work with Chimney Crane. So, you know, a couple of things. Chimney controls a mass number of the streets. So you should know, even if I'm not out there,
I'm still working with the streets.
And I have Page 4. Yeah, he's also coming from the streets. He's coming from that dungeon where you would love to hear his story and then know what he has to give to you. It has to be emotional. So when you find yourself from that same point of view, just see what steps he's taking to get out. And I mean, there's a blueprint.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do. Like they're saying, fix the country, fix the country. What are you in person trying to do to fix the country? You understand? So this is me as, let me get back to me as a building consultant or as a real estate. You know, you work with people, most of them are laborers and other stuffs. I try to switch some of my laborers, try to teach them to become project managers.
Right.
Because once they have that practical experience on site, that they understand the construction, I just add a little bit of knowledge from my experience to them. Yeah, that they can get out from that stage of being a laborer all the time to oversee a whole project. And then, this is how I deal with my workers. You understand? So I want to be creating blueprints. This is why I'm really doing hip-hop. My love for hip-hop is because people come from the trenches. Right. You understand? There's somebody there always in the streets, robbing, doing da-da-da. You can just change his destiny just by taking him to do a master record in the studio.
Tell his story.
Tell a story, and that can sell as real and original. People will relate. And this is the kind of game that I want to bring on board. So Ghanaians will have to watch out for Page 4 and then watch out for Tunchi.
Wow. So already we have names popping out.
Yeah.
It's not as if you're just here talking. Like you're on the ground doing the work.
Yeah. And I'm working with Trinity of Steez Yard Records. Right. Yeah, he produced My Baby, and then we've been on that game ever since that journey.
That's great. That's great. Your final words, either to your crew, to your artists, anything you want Ghanaians to know and understand, so that we wrap up.
Okay, since I'm a dual kind of person, right?
Yeah.
Let me just jump a little bit into construction, pour down some knowledge so that people get to know what it takes to build a house. Let me just give you some tidbits. And if you want more, you can hit me up, DM me, and then we'll keep it up. So, foundations. Let me just talk on foundations. The usual and normal type of foundation in Ghana is called a strip foundation. Right. So with the strip foundation, you dig all your trenches. It's like in strips. Yeah. They interconnect. And then the width of the trench is usually 450 millimeters. So, and the depth depends on what type of structure it's going to be, whether a story building or a normal building. So if it's a normal building, you can actually go 600 mm to 900 mm. That's cool. Yeah, unless it's probably, 600 to 900 should be suitable for a low building or probably with something else on top of it. Yeah. But if it's really something that comes with a lot of structural load, you may want to go 1.5 meters or below 1.5. Right. So after the foundation trench is dug, you cast in your concrete, which is usually a ratio of 1:3:6. But to control water penetration and other stuff, it will be better to probably use 1:2:4 these days for the foundation trench concrete. Yeah. So after that, you do your block work, and then make sure you have points in it left for columns, where you fix your reinforcements and then cast your concrete to block work, and then in all around to make it rigid and then firm, because in building there's something we call settlement. Every building moves. Okay. Yeah, so when it's rigidly connected together, in case of that settlement, it prevents a tilt or something or breakaway. So you really need to do that rigid connection. And then you fill up your foundation, and then you add some water so that it can compress. You fill it with gravels. So when it compresses, you just have to compact it with your compactor. And then if it's a place with problem with water, you can put a damp-proof membrane before you cast your concrete bed. So I'll leave you just to that. If you want any more information, you can just DM.
Put out your Instagram handle.
My Instagram handle is I am Bigg Fee.
I am Bigg Fee.
Yeah, IAMBIGFEE.
I am Bigg Fee on Instagram.
Yeah, I'm Bigg Fee on Instagram.
And ask him all your further questions about construction and even music.
Yeah.
We'll be willing to respond. Thank you very much, Bigg Fee, for coming.
Thank you, Annie.
I appreciate you one more time. Hard guy. And he calls himself GH Puff Daddy. No, Africa, I mean, GH is small.
Africa,
Africa,
GH is small.
Let's extend it.
Even I'm coming to take that Puff Daddy name from Didi. I know he's called Love now, so
you are taking the Puff Daddy.
I'm taking over the Puff Daddy.
Hold on to it.
Yeah, because he inspired me, you know.
For real,
he
inspired me. It's good to hear, you say positive things about people that you used to look up to. Yeah. When you were young.
I looked up to Didi. It was all a dream. Biggie Smalls. Yeah,
It's crazy. And here we are today, man. So thank you very much again for coming. This has been Vibes in 5 with Bigg Fee. If you want him to do anything for you, know that, Charlie, you're going to be paying big. out.
Check my baby. It's out on YouTube. The remix is coming soon.
Very soon.
The video is already ready. So
Daddy Opanka is on there. Yapone is on it as well. Watch out.